The ready to fish range is ideal for anglers that is pressed for time, or even guys that is unsure on how to tie knots, which lead clip to use, which hook to use. In our range we've got the heli rig. Now the lead clip system and the lead included in the packet is more designed for people that like to do casting. This will just fly through the air a lot better. You'll slightly get a better distance when you do cast. And then we've got our lead clip system. Now the lead clip system is designed for, in the case when you do get a run, for the lead to eject. So if you do get a run and your lead is missing, don't think the rig was faulty. It was actually the way the rig is designed. It's got a tail rubber that I'll show you now what you need to do when you tie your lead onto the lead clip. And in the event of a fish taking it in the opposite direction, your tail rubber will pull up your main line and the lead will then come off the lead clip. Now all of these are included with a nice generous length of hook link. So if you're targeting any dam, if it's a hard bottom or even a soft bottom, the hook link is more than long enough. Especially if you do cast in a slightly softer bottom, the lead might plug a little bit deeper into the silt, and that's where the longer hook link will just present your bait on top of the silt slightly better than if it was a very short hook link. I'll just show you guys exactly how to tie this onto the main line and also how to apply bait onto the ready to fish rigs. To complete the ready to fish rig, you'll need your chosen hook bait. In this case I'm using synthetic maize that I've pre-soaked into some liquid. You are going to need some bait stoppers, and then also you're going to need a baiting needle to apply your bait onto your hair rig. So for now I'm going to use the lead clip system. So there you'll see I've got the lead clip system. In this case the tail rubber pulls off the lead clip, and then in the case when you do get a run, this lead will eject and it will only be the fish and the main line that's involved. There's no lead that's going to snag into some rocks or even into some underlying trees. Now what you do need to do in this case when you do buy it is to undo the tail rubber and just to move it halfway up the lead clip. If you push it all the way down, it will be quite difficult, even in the case of a big fish, for the fish to actually dislodge the weight, and you actually want the weight to dislodge. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to undo it. I'm just going to wet this piece with a bit of saliva or even some water. So I've just wetted and sliding it halfway up the lead clip. So when you do get around now, the lead will easily be ejected. So for now I'm just going to use some synthetic maize. So what I've got here, I've got a yellow fake maize, and then also what I like to do is to use also a white fake maize, so it's a bit of a contrast in colors. We're just going to take it, put it onto the hair, just push it onto it, leave about 2 to 3 millimeters of the hair. I'm now going to take a bait stopper and I'm just going to put it into the hair itself. And the monster maize has actually got a cavity designed for the bait stopper so that it sits nicely. And there you go, that is ready to fish. So I'm going to push it up a little bit more. And now also what you can do, if you want to make a little bit of a hook bait, like most cases, let's say the novice angler is used to mealy bomb, you can then use a PVA bag with some pelletin, which will dissolve once it hits the water, and this will now act almost like my mealy bomb or my ground bait that I've been using. Now there's two ways of attaching your ready to fish rig onto your main line. So what I've used in this case, I've used my leader. I've made a nice large loop, which from point to point is about, let's say, 15 centimeters, which I'll then just loop the end piece of the ready to fish rig. It's got a looped spliced leader, which you'll just attach loop to loop, or you can make a normal clinch knot directly onto your ready to fish rig. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take my leader, push it through my ready to fish rig, and then I'm just going to pull my ready to fish rig all the way through the loop section. And now when I pull it tight, it's got a loop-to-loop connection, quite a strong connection. Also with the leader that I'm using, it's a 45-pound leader, so that knot that's in there is actually as strong as the line itself, so it won't weaken your line for you.